Hi, Cliff Break from Beck Systems. I'd like to go over my daily blog post process. So I run this little daily or roughly daily blog where I put down a few thoughts that are usually real short, and I post them to daily.becksystems.com. You can subscribe if you want to receive these in your email. And it's mostly thinking about engineering workflow, product development, collaboration, things like that. So anyway, it's a little bit of a overhead to do this, but I've tried to streamline the process for creating these posts, and that's the topic of this video today. So I write these posts in Workflowy. So I have a backlog of articles, I have a done column, and I just occasionally go through and sort these. Most of the time I add stuff to the top and hardly ever take anything off the bottom, so it's once you start doing this, it's interesting how fast ideas come. But let's go to the post for today. So I'm going to copy the title and go over to a terminal, and in my terminal I have a little bit of automation set up. And let's see, so in here basically just some bash functions, and they help me get through this publishing process pretty quickly. There's a function to create a new article, and then there's some post-processing functions which I'll show you later. So let's source the file back, and let's paste in the title. Now what happens is this function opens up Typora, so it basically creates a new post and names it correctly and everything, and then opens it in Typora. The reason I like using Typora is I can paste in some rich content, and it preserves things like links and tables and things like that. So go back to Typora, we'll paste this in, and it comes in as bullet points, but we'll get rid of those. And this is pretty much my post, so I'm going to write it. And then the next thing my script does is opens it in Helix, my text editor. So I'm just going to write it, and this basically does some text wrapping, which makes it a little easier to read. Now at this point I'm going to do some post-processing, and this runs two things. It runs a proofreading setup, and it also pulls in tags. So let's go ahead and run this, and what it's doing is it's running Claude Code. It's running a function in Claude Code to check for grammar and things that I usually don't get right. So let's look at what it wants to do. So it's doing some spelling corrections, duplicated the, and so on. So yeah, I want to make those corrections. What I've found about Claude Code is it fixes things that are wrong, but it doesn't try to rewrite things like Grammarly, so it keeps the tone of my voice. And okay, so this, I probably want to keep this because I kind of like Get Star. It's kind of a name that I've been using. Okay, so we're done with that phase. So come out of here. Now what it's going to do is run another Claude function that is going to get tags. So it's going to fetch all the existing tags from my currently daily site, and then decide which of those tags are applicable for this article and stick them in. So yep, that looks good to me. So now if we open this in Helix, we'll notice the tags are in and the proofreading is done. So the last thing I want to do is add an emoji to the title. So I like to add a emoji as the first character of the title to kind of make the titles. So here it picked a little email emoji. I like that, so I'm going to keep that. Okay, so the emoji's added. Again, if we edit it, we'll see the emojis now in here. So the last thing I do is just simply publish it. And what this will do is it'll send it out to my website. It goes quick. And if we come over here and do a reload, we'll see that this post is now active. And then what happens now is ConvertKit's set up to read the RSS feed from this site, and then it'll automatically email this post out to my subscribers. But the nice thing about this flow is I can integrate it all in my own tooling. I don't have to use ConvertKit's online editor. I can use Claude Code and whatever other tooling I want. And plus I own the online list of these articles. So that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else we can talk about in here. Most of these scripts just look for the latest post, and that's based on the let's see. If you look in the content, there's basically a number that prefixes each post, so that makes it easy to sort them, find the latest, and then do something on it. So, and then the deploy script basically just rsyncs them to my web server. So one other thing I'll note is I'm using the Zola static website generator. So if I run Zola serve, then I can let's copy this URL. So I can view this website locally if I want to, just check that everything looks good. But one other thing I'll note about this process is we start with Markdown. So all these posts are just Markdown with a little bit of front matter up here. And to start a post, we have a template, so let's look at that. Yeah, so this is the template, and the script basically takes this template, stuffs in the current date and the title that we give it with a little bit of text substitution, and then that's what we start from and edit from there. So anyway, hope that helps understand how I publish my daily posts and how I'm using Claude Code. I guess one other thing that comes to mind, so we use Claude commands, and if you look at this, these Claude commands are located in a directory called Claude/commands. So there's 3 of them I have now, and it's basically just a Markdown file with some instructions. We can pass a file to it with this arguments, and then we give it a list of things to do. And here's some rules. I don't want it to correct this. It seems to respect those types of instructions. So one of the neat things about these types of Claude commands is anybody can write scripts now. This is just plain English language. It's nothing fancy. but yet they're real scripts. And if you run Claude and you type / you'll notice these commands now show up in part of here. So I can actually run these commands from within the Claude Code UI or as part of a script, as I showed you. So that's it. Thanks.